It's been a while because we haven't had a workshop Wednesday in a
You,
couple weeks.
yeah, we left y'all hanging. We have so much to share. Lots happened.
Well, welcome again to another workshop Wednesday brought to you by schoolofbookkeeping.com. Um, and we took a couple weeks off. One, I had a wedding, or I can't remember
Yeah, you
what
had a
happened.
wedding and a son
Right,
and QuickBooks Connect.
right. So it was quite a
Actually, it was three.
3 weeks. Geez, we don't
It's
even
all
know how
Dan's
long we've been
fault.
away.
It's all his fault. Well, if
Clearly,
he's up here.
I'm over here. Um, So today, we'd like to take a moment to reset. And actually, what we're going to talk about today is going back to the basics. And for that, in that mindset, or in the spirit of going back to basics, we've created quite a few new courses that take you back to basics. So, Carrie, you've been working on Bookkeeping Fundamentals. We call it Bookkeeping Fundamentals 2020. And what can you what's kind of like the overview of that course?
We have got that. It's how many lessons? 55 lessons. We have
Yeah,
sliced and diced every part of bookkeeping that you can think of, from what's debit and credit, bank reconciliations, why they're so important. We go through the chart of accounts, cash versus accrual. We get asked these questions all the time, so we pumped it all into one course. And the beauty of the way we've done it is each lesson is just 3 minutes. We try to keep it at 3 minutes. Just once in a while, we get a little wordy, but we keep them small so you can navigate and pick what you need, because you might already know what a bank rec is and you don't want to hear it again, but you don't really understand, I don't know, whatever.
fixed assets or
Fixed assets and depreciation and all those fancy words that make you, when you use them too, to your clients and prospects or your employer, your boss, you sound smart. So you want to understand those terms. So we tried to give you all the little nuggets to give you all the words for bookkeeping, so you feel more secure in understanding what you need to know for being the fundamentals of a bookkeeper.
and it's not version specific for QuickBooks. I mean, either one of these can be, if you specialize in QuickBooks Online, you can use this course. If you specialize in QuickBooks Desktop, you can also use this course. Now, you do a lot of the tutorials or show it in desktop, but the fundamentals are the same
And
regardless of which
hey,
version that you're using, right?
if you're one of those that like zero Sage, it really doesn't matter. It was just designed. I just love QuickBooks Desktop. So when you see my screen shares, you'll see that. That's the only thing. But all the concepts can be transferred to, you know, do we still do manual books and the ledgers and stuff? That sort of
Big
thing.
old
We went back to the basics so that you feel like you're building up your education with the basic knowledge to empower you.
right. And then coming in 2021, we are going to be launching courses of setting up for those specific versions. So if you do specialize in QuickBooks Online or do specialize in QuickBooks Desktop, we'll have a course for you of how to set those things up. And those are already recorded. They're just in the final stages of editing and being published. So,
Coming
we're
soon.
creating, yeah, coming soon. We're creating these courses for you, so that when you become a member of School of Bookkeeping, which as we're talking about we want it to be a Netflix for accountants, right? So you can just watch as many courses as you want, and as we release new content, you don't have to pay extra for access to those courses. You just get access to them as a subscribing member of School of Bookkeeping. So to that end, um, this fundamental course could actually be useful for your clients as well.
Yes.
providing that this course and the other courses that we're going to mention today to your clients might actually be a great way for you to communicate. Now that you've had those, if you've watched it, find the value of that for your client. They can sign up for a free trial of School of Bookkeeping and watch it within the first 30 days if they wanted to, just so that you're on the same page of when you talk about what a fixed asset is. They know exactly what you're talking about as well. What were you going to add to that?
I was just going to say, often maybe you've run into, you work with a client and you feel like, oh boy, they don't know, they don't even see the value of what I know, or they really need to know the fundamentals of accounting or bookkeeping. We kept it very basic. If it would help you for them to understand that, then recommend that they join the School of Bookkeeping so they can do some of the courses. I always learn things better if I do it myself. Like I use my own QuickBooks and I figure something out, then I can translate and teach them. So you can do that, or you can say, listen, this really was helpful for me. Let's get you up to speed, and have them join as well. It never hurts to understand these terms, so you're not spending a lot of time explaining. You get right to your work and get to setting it up right.
Right. And then, so once you've got the fundamentals of what bookkeeping is and how that it correlates to whatever software accounting package that you're actually using, what the next step is, of course, understanding the basic financial documents that are going to come out of your accounting. So to that end, we've created, there's three main financial documents that you and your clients want to understand. You want to have, quarterly, monthly, routine meetings where you go over these reports. It's your job as a bookkeeper and accountant to make sure that the data gets entered in these reports properly. But it's up to the business owner to interpret that with your guidance. So if they don't know what they're looking at, when they're like, it'll be like when you unload one of those folding maps. You're on a road trip, right? Like, well, I don't know how to get from here to there. These reports are going to give you a roadmap to that. So, Carrie, you created the one on the balance sheet, right?
My favorite topic, where people look at me like a deer in the headlights. But the bottom line is, the ultimate goal is for the customer, or for you, for your business, you want to make sure you have accurate financial statements, because if you don't, you're looking garbage in, garbage out, and you might be running around with a $30,000 mistake in the wrong direction. I had that with a client. So, and I couldn't even figure out how to explain to them. So this is designed so you understand that when you've done the best you can with the financial statement, you know what you know, and you know what areas they didn't give you the information, so you know what might be wrong, and really understand how each piece of the puzzle fits in to get you the whole picture. Because the accountant that's doing the taxes, whether that's you or not, you ultimately want those numbers accurate. Or if you're working on an audit, they want to know that those numbers are right. So it's a good system to understand if the balance sheet's wrong, the P&L's wrong, and then cash flows are really important, because what happens without a sale? There's no cash, there's no business. You go out fast.
So the balance sheet is really just like a snapshot of the business health, looking at what that is, but then the profit and loss. So we have another course on just diving into the profit and loss, or the income statement, and just really breaking that out. What nuggets would they want to pull out of the profit and loss, or the course that you created for that?
So hopefully you'll find some value out of those reports.
Yeah. Now, you didn't like, as we were creating these courses, you didn't like the cash flow statement. You actually learned a little bit as you were creating it. What did you learn about that one?
It's really helpful. So basically, you take the balance sheet and the income statement, and this is the the transfer of how these happen, why your balances and your fixed assets went up, why the cash went down. It gives you the reason. So many people are like, I made money. How come there's no money in my bank account? And this gives you the explanation. It also gives you a roadmap to explain to your customer when they look at you, where's that $30,000? You can say, well, you bought a truck. That's why you don't have, you paid cash. You could have gotten a loan. You didn't really have that balance in your bank account. So
Right.
the three together are really, really important for you to educate, to understand, to be able to turn around and educate your client, as well as for them to understand when you can't explain. They might, work with you and save some time, save some
Mhm.
valuable time.
Yeah, I have a client that was like, well, we have 20 grand in the bank. Why where is the money? Like
Right.
how did it get there? And that was the explanation, is the statement of cash flow is like, well, you bought 7,000 worth of stamps, uh, or
Yeah.
postage, and he wasn't tracking it as inventory items. So it
Inventory
just kind
really
of,
thrown off. Yeah.
it just was like a mysterious number. But when we actually, could create them the way that they're supposed to be created, he could see, oh, that's where my money's going.
Right. And then understanding the inflow and outflow of accounts payable, what you owe your vendors, and the accounts receivable, what customers owe you, maybe changing that you have to prepay. Don't extend money if you're writing off. I mean, it gives you a lot of areas where you could pinpoint and help guide a client or yourself. Doesn't hurt to learn it for your own books.
Right. Just as a refresher. Even,
Yeah.
and then provide feedback to us to see if we can, make the course better, exactly what it is that you're looking to get out of these courses. Because what we envision for these, fundamental courses is then we'll take it to the next level of, okay, now you've got that base
Right.
foundation, that fundamental, um, truth about those particular fundamentals. Like,
We'll go to
trying not to use that.
an advanced
Yeah,
level.
yeah, and then you take it up a notch. Okay, what do I do when these things are wrong? Right? Like, and that's where you get, uh, a client consultation. That would be like, the prior bookkeeper, or QuickBooks Live, or any number of predecessors. Myself, maybe they were doing it themselves, and thought they were, handling it okay. Now what do you do with an incorrectly looking financial statement? So that's our next pass at these courses. We've got the fundamentals, and then we'll take it up a notch. So we like to call them the Mr. Rogers level. Can you say balance sheet? Yes, you can. Then we'll take it up a notch to Sesame Street, or maybe the electric company.
Oh,
Not
I
quite
love the
sure.
electric company. I forgot about that one.
Hey, you guys, and then
Right.
and then we'll take it up to, high school, university level, where, okay, now how do I do some cleanup work and that sort of thing. So that's kind of, I mean, where we're at today and where we're headed to, with regards to the courses that are available in School of Bookkeeping, for this workshop Wednesday. Anything else you want to
Only-
add, Carrie?
Yeah, only thing I can think of is, how when you're in a class and you want to ask that question, and
Mhm.
you're hoping someone else does. So you sit there quietly and they're like, I know this is a stupid question. And you're sitting there thinking, I'm so glad you asked it because I wondered myself. Just please reach out, comment or send us the DM so we know if there's something that we could add. There's no such thing as a stupid question because we are really taking this to the Mr. Rogers level and don't mind adding and enhancing to make it give you more information and help you become a better bookkeeper.
And that's one of the reasons that we decided to do this as, in small chunks, because now we can take just that one lesson or the one topic, redo it if we need to, or add more to it, and then and then immediately update that course without creating a whole nother course.
Exactly.
So next
Check
week
it
we're
out.
gonna
Yep.
we're gonna talk a little bit more about reconciliations, and those types of things. We're doing that as, again, part of your fundamental tasks as an accounting professional. And we will see you next week on another Workshop Wednesday.
Sounds great. Have a great week. Happy Thanksgiving. Stay safe, and we'll see you next Wednesday.
Bye-bye.
Bye.